So let's try now. I don't know if the stream is horizontal or vertical.
Let me check.
Can you check, please?
Yes,
It's horizontal.
working. Yes,
So,
perfect.
So let's start. My name is Filipe Oliveira, for the people that don't know me. So I'm here at Aquaflora. Usually I come here very often to take care of the Aquaflora showroom. We have here a few tanks, would say, not a few, but some tanks here in our showroom, and it needs also some maintenance. And this time, that I'm here just to rescape a few of them that they already hold. This tank it was scaped vivarium 2 years ago, and it was running without CO2. It's running really nice, but as other scape, we must rescape it once a while. So we are, say, cleaning a little bit some of the tanks. It will not be only this tank that will going to be rescaped. I will rescape also 180. Probably I will do also some live stream about that. But meanwhile, about this tank, I think it's a good opportunity just to show to the internet and show to everybody how to scape a tank. However, I think the creativity of each one can be different. So of course, everybody has a different way to do it. I didn't test any rocks, any hardscape. Usually I don't like to do it. I like to improvise. So I select some rocks also, say small ones, medium and big ones. I will try to do some landscape in this tank. This tank has 120 by 50 by 50. The lighting system that is installed in this tank is Aquamedic Eco Plant for fresh water. Maybe I will keep just only this light, not two, only one. Similar to the other scape we have. I don't know if you can see a little bit, but I can move a little bit the camera. That one is a 90. It's also with the same light. It's running without CO2. Is any problem at all? And I will try to achieve the same results on this 120 without CO2. So the plants or the layout will be a little bit easier or easy, with not so many plants like cryptocorynes. I will use some cryptocoryn australiana, rovella, pygmaea, some Liliopsis brasiliensis, all in vitro. I will show you later.
Can you speak a little bit louder? Yes.
You can hear me well or not? So maybe I'm speaking a little bit fast, or maybe I can slow down a little bit. It's normal. In Portugal, mostly on the north of the country, speak a little bit fast. Of course, English is not my main language, but however, I hope you understand. So, first step, what I'm going to do over here is just place some soil. This will be also a challenge because this tank has the internal filter, not internal filtration. This is external filter. This is placed over here. Is the external filter, a canister filter, but it's already connected with some holes on the glass and with the intake-outtake. This is the intake, this is outtake. So usually for the exhibitions, we don't like to hang pipes, tubes, or hose outside of the tank. And even the lighting system is usually suspended, so don't have any distraction at all. So this tank is not sure that we're going to use in the exhibition, but however, the system is more or less the same, and we try to keep more or less the same image. So all internal filtration like you have seen in the 180 or 200 aquarium. So it means that the internal filtration, this only tubes, but must be disguised, because otherwise it will not be so nice to see some objects inside of the tank. So I will get some soil. We have here, I will not say that is the branded soil. Of course it's a branded soil. However, it's a mix of so many brands, because this is a reused soil. We have reused it so many times in different scapes. Usually we wash out and then we put it to dry, and then be easy to handle inside of the tank. So if you ask me which brand it is, I cannot assure you, because there's so many brands mixed up. So this one is probably I'm sure that this black one.
It's Sikkim, I think.
This is, I think, is for the rounded shape. Yeah, for the rounded shape, I think it's Aquavictor. This one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the soil on the bottom. But first I need to move a little bit the lighting system to the back.
Christian says, stop talking, start scaping.
Nah, I will do it, Christian. So don't be nervous. And have a little bit of patience, please.
Yeah, patience.
Yes. So let's go. So this is all black clay. I prefer to say that it's a black clay, or if you want to say, I can say that it's Sikkim Aquavictor because of the shape and rounded shape. I think it's similar to those. So this is all black. What I'm going to do is just build a little bit of one layer near of the exit of the intake and quite close of this tube. Then with the placement of the rocks I will try to disguise a little bit the tubes and also make more pleasant as possible.
Balbi misses you.
Oh,
Us, I hope.
As you can see, this one is a little bit different. A little bit different. Still have a little bit of powder, but it's not a problem. Usually the powder go down with the grain, so it stays lower. Does not affect any at all the water quality. And since we're going to place a little bit more of soil, so this is all full closed. So this another one is different. So, here it is. Just put a little bit more. Where is the opening? Here.
Go tequila shot, Filipe.
It's from Mexico.
It's from Pedro Arturo Guzman Perez.
I forgot the name of the tourismus, what do you call?
And Julian says you look sexy.
Oh, sure. So, this is the layer I was talking about. So now I'm going to place some rocks. I pre-selected. I didn't test them yet in Escape or Layout. Usually I like to improvise, so in my conviction is if I put something before and some reason trying to replicate, I will never reach the same as I did before. So I wanted to make it unique and for the first time, and of course usually the best way is to skip the tank in one day, check it on the next day, and then if you need to change something you can change, and then on the third day you can plant. But I will do everything in today. I will estimate more or less 1 hour for this. If you have some questions about it, you can write it down below. So Hester will say something about, and then I'll try to explain. This is probably the first time we're going to do a workshop live. So this is no pressure at all. I'm here with my boss. So all my followers over there seeing this, what can go wrong? So a lot of things. So let's put the first rock. The first rock, in my opinion, is the most important, because if this rock doesn't work well inside of the layout, you'll be fighting with all the rocks all the time because you didn't get the focal point. So I will try to use this one and see how it looks like. I intend to do some mountain-scape, more a landscape layout than a natural one. So I will try to get the best result as possible. I didn't prepare this before, so a few things can go wrong. So I will take just a knife. I need to take the label from the rock since I'm going to use this one.
Tank size is 120.
120, 50, 50. So this rock looks really white, but it's only a little bit of dust on it, because if we spray it, it will become gray. So it's not a big deal. So this one looks nice for what I really need. It is placing something over here. Sometimes to the moundscape we need to combine the rocks to make just one single piece, but it's not. Sometimes you look to a layout like a mountainscape and then you see that probably it's just one single rock, but it's not. Mostly of the time people just combine multiple rocks, and the depth of the tank or the way how you look at it looks like it's only one single rock. Of course this is a little bit different because one is a little bit more dark than the other. So with the water spray we can see that will become more or less the same shape and color. So I need to block this one because I want more or less in this position. So I will get a medium rock put below. Sorry for being on the back, but I need to work out on this. Okay. Later on we take care of the details. Maybe it's down a little bit more. So let me try to find out the best position for it. That I want. So yeah, it worked like this because I want a little bit of a path between us, because I would like to plant. I use some plants in between, but not so. Okay, a little bit less. Yeah, just a little bit less, but it needs to be. Okay, this position. So now working a little bit on that side, on the left one. This looks nice too. So the idea is also to disguise a little bit that part over there. For the moment it looks more or less like a big hole, but it's not, because I will going to put a little bit more soil and disguise a little bit the position of the rocks with the medium and small rocks. But for the moment the piece is already mostly disguised. So let me work a little bit more on the other side. This has a really nice shape. It's too much for that position. Now I will here and work on the center with the different or medium rocks. And we work a little later on the few details. First, just trying to get almost everything on place, and then later on we can work a little bit more. This sounds nice. If we can hold it in that position.
I think already it looks very nice.
Okay, thank you.
I like that rock,
work.
the one that's standing out the most.
block the exit, otherwise the water will not pump. So let me try to find a different position for this. I think this can work. I think this can work. With medium rocks, things can get a little bit better. So, I'm not totally pleased with this one. I think it will work at the end. At this point, what really matters is to work on the structure, because later on with the medium rocks, all those big rocks will be more or less like one. So this is more or less the idea that I have in mind for this cave. So we have kind of triangulation. I will put a little bit more of soil. I will rise a little bit more those rocks to get on the more or less this height, and then this become a little bit lower. So then I will work in some medium rocks just to work a little bit on details, and then also these guys, those big rocks, because like this is like rocks will fall down inside of the scape but don't have too much connection, so we need to make a connection on this. So I will get a little bit more of soil. It's very important in a landscape that you can get a really nice dip on it, because if you don't get it, layout will become a little bit flat, and I don't think that is what you were looking for. So let's rise a little bit. Sorry, getting something on it. So let me see. Maybe if we change a little bit on this position. Let's try to get a bit more of details on it. The rock has a really nice shape, but we need to get the best shape to show it. Yeah, this connects quite well. I'm totally pleased with this one here. So let's put it here for a moment and try to get the best from this too. I like more like this right now. now we start getting some shape. I will move the soil to the back. Usually I only use a small layer of soil in the front. I think the tank looks more elegant. I don't know if you have some questions about it or some suggestions or some ideas. You can please write down below and I will try to answer you.
They're not asking anything, only a kiss from me.
From whom?
From me.
Ah, okay. So far we are getting somewhere, but I'm not totally pleased with this side. I don't know why, but there's something here that's... We can go there. See, let me see the shape of it. Yes, that rock is not... Sometimes you have to change it, even if you... Yes. Yes, I think it's much better like this. So let me get some medium rocks.
Chile is sending you saludos.
Saludos!
Guillermo Ignacio Araya Montecino. I don't know if my pronunciation is correct, but...
So let's work now in the some details what I think will improve a little bit the layout. So
Our rocks are similar to the Siru stone, right?
yes, this is more. They are different names for it, but I think in general they are the same rocks. This is we call it landscape rock, and a lot of people say that is Siru stone. It's more or less the same thing. So let's keep a little bit more of depth on the tank. Just positioning medium or small rocks near of the big ones on the back. You go a little bit of depth and perspective on the tank. So get here a little bit more. Also the lines, because it's also very important what they are pointing out. You see, the position of the rocks always enhance the position of the big ones.
There is a question.
Yes?
I was under the impression that rocks should go in before substrate to avoid anaerobic conditions. Is that for dirt only? But I don't know what anaerobic is.
Anaerobic is only about the problem with the bacteria. Anaerobic bacteria is not having efficient bacteria on the substrate. So usually I don't have any problem at all. And I usually place all the rocks first, and then I use the soil just to disguise a little bit the imperfections. This is a little bit different from the natural aquarium, but the concept is more or less the same. I think in the end, what is more important is the water flow must be really effective in all the tank. But I don't think about the soil is causing any problems at all. To be honest, I think will not create any problems. At least till now, after so many years doing this, I never had a problem with like that. Very difficult to disguise this tube on the back, because maybe we can do something a little bit more of soil, maybe like something on the front. Let's see, I need one rock for the back there. This looks really nice. We are getting something. We are getting there.
Somebody asked if the tank has no filter system, but the filter system is in the cabinet, right?
Yeah, the filter system in the cabinet, and also we have these tubes that I explained in the beginning. That was a bit of a challenge because the aquarium has 2 holes on the bottom, and also it allows to connect the pipes on the bottom of the tank, and that's also connect to the external filtration. So I will get a little bit more of soil. I want to work on those imperfections and then start placing the details before start blending. Just take this layer out.
Any ideas on the plants yet?
Yeah, I already. I think I explained on the beginning of the live. So I will use easy plants like Cryptocorin, Justriana, Rubella, Pygmea, Eleocharis parvula, Mini, I forgot the name now. Some Anubias bonsai, some Starugine repens, also some Liliopsis brasiliensis, all in vitro cut. I will show that later.
Laura and Dianta are also looking.
Yeah?
Yes, and our friend from France, Emeric, is also looking.
Cheers to them. Hi guys. Hey everybody. We are getting there. Not yet, but we're still on the way.
How you are doing?
I'm doing really well. I know that I'm in call with him because I'm supposed to give him a video. I will do it tomorrow, huh? I promise you. I will send the video tomorrow. But I'm really busy last day, so you need to understand that sometimes it's not easy to do what we really want. So I promise that I will send the video, Americ. Okay? I will do it, or probably even today. After we finish this, I will send you the video. Okay? So we are getting there. So I will use probably one of the most used tools for aquascaping is the brush, because I like to make it really clean before start blending. And this allows also to get some of the soil on the gaps of the rocks, make it more natural than just being placed over there. So this is what I usually do. I just move the soil to the I would say junction of the rock. Try to avoid that soil on the top of the rock. Just bring the rock a little bit more. Show a little bit more. So it's getting different, right? From the very beginning.
Yes.
Mostly now with the last layers of soil, because soil now start to fill the gaps on the rocks, so make it a little bit more natural. just need to finish these small details. Then I will spray the tank with water so you can see the rocks will get a different color. Maybe start making some sense to you now of what I really tend to do over here. So you guys are enjoying it? It looks nice or not?
Tommy asks when you start dancing, but I say
No.
without him, no dancing.
Only with George. George is coming Sunday or Saturday, so maybe I can move a little bit with him. But Bobby is good on that, not me. I have, my foot are like bricks, so I'm not so good dancer. So, almost there. So let me get something. Here's some small rocks maybe we can use for this. So let's place a little bit of details.
I need to. I need to get my charger. So the answer to the question needs to wait 1 minute, 2 minutes, maybe 5. I go up.
Okay, just 5 minutes.
Yes, see you in 5.
So I was going to ask if you have some doubts, but Esther is not now. That's not here right now. So I am finishing layout. I am just placing a little bit of details on it. So just the difference or the main goal in the tank is people start looking to it and spend a little more time than usually they do, because when you have a lot of details, usually enhance the tank. So what I'm trying to do is just recreate them, like the wood falling rocks, like in the morning. But not everywhere, because usually if you place all those small rocks everywhere, I think it might be a little bit too distracting. Just create just a little small path over here. I try to make something like this. The last one. So we will So now just last layer of soil, because I need to have a little bit of soil on the front, because right now it's not even a finger, so it means that it's not be able to plant. So I need a little bit more of soil. Then I will clean a little bit more with the brush. Then I will start planting. I think the layout is almost done. Just a little bit more. I will get a cut here. It's much easier to use. Very classic. Yeah. I don't like to use, so there we go. Just a little bit, sprinkle it.
I'm back.
So if you still have, or you have some doubts, you can ask now. Esther will report them to me. Okay.
Okay, somebody asked to zoom in on the tank, but I think...
It's not possible, only if I bring the camera to the front.
No, I'll take a picture.
Oh,
I'll
okay,
send
but
a
it's
picture.
possible. They can, it's not clear.
So
the video is not clear?
Yes, I think they want to see the details.
Ah, okay, okay.
It's okay. I will. Let me check how to share that. I cannot share a photo, so it must be
I
later.
think when it's live, it's impossible to share a picture.
Okay, so we'll do that later.
I think it's done, at least the hardscape. Of course, if I had the time, think that usually here, when I come only 5 days, 6 days, I have so many work I cannot take 2 days or 3 days just to scape the same tank. And also remember this is not for a contest, so this pure inspiration, so you can do it better at home with time, so always try to give your best and do your best.
There's a question about what type of CO2
It's no CO2,
equipment.
no CO2. Or we trying to take this tank with no CO2 as before. This tank was running for 2 years without CO2, and the plants were growing really, really nice. We only had CO2 in case we really, really need it, because I believe with this light, and this is what I explained before, the similar as the 90 that we have there on the side. That tank is running for 16 months without CO2. All the plants are healthy, green. I can show you, this is the tank. It's healthy, green, no algae, growing so well. And then this one, we're going to try the same thing. Same thing. So no CO2. And later on, if it's really necessary, we'll have it. But for the plant choice, I don't think we'll get a problem, because it will be easy plants. We already tested them before without CO2, and they work really, really well. So let's stay with the plain hay, because it works before. It worked before, so I don't think they're going to need. Of course, I will not use 10 plants with high demanding plants over here. This is why I'm only use easy for no CO2 tank. So I think it's done. So I will spray the tank, so you can notice the difference between, because some of the rocks are white and probably they are catching too much your attention, and after spray they will get a different color. So again, my water spray. Yeah, that one is already, because switch off at 6, around 6.
Switch it on.
I can switch it on. Then I will show them later. So let me switch on. Okay.
Christian and Tommy have a tricky question for us.
So
What's your favorite aquascaping team from Sweden? Do you know any aquascaping teams in Sweden?
me? No.
No, eh?
Where is Sweden?
Yeah, I heard there were some aquascapers of Sweden, but I think they don't exist anymore.
No. Don't do that with the guys. They will be too upset. But I kind of deserve
Wow.
it, because it was supposed to come this weekend and it's not coming anymore.
Yeah,
So
that's
maybe
sad. He has chosen an island, warm, sunny island over Aquaflora.
And I think he did right, huh?
He did right.
We need to take some holidays.
Yes. And we must say Aquascapers of Sweden, you rock!
Yes! So the color is already changing, as you can see. I will clean the front glass in a minute, so just wait a little bit. But the color of the rocks, they are already changing. As you can see, that it's kind of gray, yellowish, white. But that one, that was the big one, is the focal point. You see that was totally white, and now it's got a really nice shape and stripes on the side. So I think it was a wise decision to put it there. And they will contrast very well with the green, and also some, say, reddish color, because I intend to put some new cryptocurrents, real nice in color. So let's see if they work in this tank. Just spray a little bit more before start planting. Some soil is good dry, some of them, all other ones are good really wet. This one, since it's a mix of substrate, it's better to keep in the middle term. Not dry, not totally soaked, so just wet.
Changing all the time.
Okay. So let's put it.
There's some guys from Philippines or Vietnam, I think, but I cannot understand the language.
What they are writing.
I'm so sorry.
Also, when you put some water over the rocks, the soil that was placed before, they will get out. It's also one way to clean the rocks. Okay, so now it's time to start planting. Okay.
Party time, that is.
So let's do what I like more, is planting. Planting and planting. Let's say usually it gives some color to the tank. Of course, I don't have the time just to evaluate the hardscape. Usually do it, wait one day, change what you think is best to work better, and then when it's done, just plant it. So I don't have that time. Tomorrow I will going to escape to 180. So I need to finish this tank today.
Oh, why you spray a lot of water was the question.
I explained that before. So we have mixed soils on here. Usually some soils work better for me when they are dry. Some of them totally soaked on just a little bit of water.
Yeah, this type of soil.
This one, since it's a mix, I don't know which one it is. It's better to play safe and get some water in it, because when you put the tweezers on it, the plant, if the soil comes together with the tweezers, it will be very difficult to plant. So the better way is just put soil a little bit wet. If it's not enough, put a little bit more water, and just I would say add the water you think that is better for you. It's depending on the soil. So what I'm going to do now, this is some cryptocurrent pigamea. I will start placing some cryptocurrents, the small ones, over here, this kind of positions. I have also some cryptocurrent Australiana and also rubella. That is reddish cryptocurrent that I will use all between the rocks. I hope that they will not grow so big, because usually some cryptocurrents are very tricky, because depending on the light they can grow really tall or really short. So I hope for the best, and I hope they get shorter in this tank. And also I will put some Liliopsis and also some Eleocaris on the front of the tank, like a foreground plant. So what I usually do, this is with the gel, this is all in vitro. Usually the better way to take all the gel is just wash it. put on tap water and take all the gel. So what I usually do is I press it a little bit with my fingers and take the gel and then get the tweezer, small pieces, and blend it. So if you don't use too much gel, it's not a problem for the health of your tank. So this is what I'm going to do. You see that the plant is coming with the tweezer, so it means that it's not wet enough. So maybe I need to put a little bit more of water. But let's go. You see, it's coming back. So if I need to help with my hand when I take the tweezer out, so it means I need to put a little bit more of water on it. So you see, but it's not a big deal. So
Alex Forsyth says you could try using Rotala mexicana Goyas as a low-growing plant that's not green. I think we have the Rotala mexicana, but we don't have the Goyas.
no, Goyas, no. But have in mind, this tank will not have CO2. So I don't know. Rotalas usually they demand more light than usual, and also CO2. So I am a little bit concerned about using that plant on it. You see that some parts of the tank is much easier to plant than the others. And this is all about the mixing of the soil. This is what I explained before. So let's take another one from Pygmea. It's a very, very small one. Can you see it?
Can you take a short moment and take the camera for one moment closer to the tank so that people can see it?
Let me plant this one first, and then I will move the camera because I need also to wash my hands because of the gel. I don't want the phone already with some gel on it, because maybe we'll not damage the phone, but can change the way I was recording if I touch on the lens. Just one moment, okay? Okay, so let's move the camera a little bit on the front. I have multi-plug. I will disconnect the multi-plug. One moment. Okay. So let's try to see the tank. So yes, all in vitro plants. So I need to. This is how the tank looks like from the front, if in the right level. So okay, of course the light is not on the right position because the light is full on the back of the tank to allow me to work. If I move it a little bit on the front, all those rocks that were placed on the front, they will be more visible, and the thing that you see on the top of the mountain, they will be darker. So this is how it looks like.
Maybe we can keep the camera there and they will miss looking at your face. But
no, but I will be on the front. This is the problem. So I will try to place here. It's okay for you? It's okay like this?
I think it's okay.
If it's not a problem for me. Okay, let's see how it looks. Okay, it's better now. Let's try to place it well. I think it's okay, right?
Yes.
Okay, but now let me. Okay, it's written there. Okay. So if I move, this is what I was talking about. If I move the lighting system a little bit to the middle, that situation of the highlight of the top of the rock will disappear. So it is visible. This
is nice.
This is the front one. Of course, each tank will depend if you move a little bit from the top or from bottom. Okay, so I can continue planting, right? So I will put a little bit more. Now I'm going to plant the Neocaridina, also in vitro. It's all in vitro. I slice it into small pieces and start placing on the bottom of the tank. I see there's no too much soil. I don't like so big layers on the front of the tank. So what we do is slice in small pieces. If you want, you can use a scissor and cut it, but I'll put it in small pieces like this. You see, some parts are really easy to plant, other ones are tough, because this depends on the mix of the soils that is inside of this tank. So we still have some questions, please write them below.
There was a question from Peter. He said, will you add more lamp after setting up? So I said, initially we will not.
No.
But if it's not enough, we can always add one more light.
One more light, but for that we will need also to add some CO2. For this setup, I think will be more than enough. At least on the aquarium that we have our side, that one, that you cannot see it right now because I moved the camera to the front. The other one, the 90 centimeters, is running with more or less the same lighting system, and is growing nicely. Even also Eleocaris, Marsilea, all the cryptocorynes, so more or less the same plants that we are going to use here, but in a different scale. That one is more like a natural tank with the wood. This one is more landscape. So this is a different approach. It's just to have the two tanks in the showroom because they are in the same hole. So it's just a little bit different. Our customers, usually when they come here and to see the tanks, they also want to be inspired and see the layout. So it's always nice to have different things. So this is a rockscape. The other one is a woodscape with a mangrove. Usually not so used at the moment. Usually people like to use azalea, but we can show also really nice results with mangrove. Later on I can show you the tank. So
Heap is also watching.
yes, I Hip. Hey. So we are in 1 hour of live stream. I hope you are enjoying it. I promised I will try to plant as fast as I can and try to get it done probably in 30 minutes. So then I will fill it up with water. Then after fill it up, I need to clean the filter because the filter is not clean totally, but I would say usually 50% just to reduce the mechanical filtration, letting the biological, because I still have the fish in the styrofoam box to put inside, the old ones from this tank. So keeping all the bacteria, I still have water in a small container that I will use to refill. So just to keep all the fish happy without need to move to another tank or a temporary tank. So what I am doing now is just placing Eleocaris mini with parvula, and then I will put some Liliopsis in between. I like the way out the foreground, the airgrass, different shapes they contrast, because one is more thick than the other, one is more thin. So when they combine together, they look really, really nice and make more contrast. So moved the lighting system to the center, so I was using to work on the back, so it means that the space between the light and the front of the tank is shorter. So this is why I hit him with my arm on a side glass. It's normal. So don't forget while we're planting, if for some reason take more time than usually I do, don't forget to spray the plants with water, because plants get dry and they must be wet to avoid they be damaged. So at the moment I think I have used 5 cups of Eleocaris minima. Right now I'm not totally sure how many was parvula and how many was minima. They look more or less the same. The difference was when they adapt to submerged state, minima keep straight and parvula usually curly. So I'm using also a different variety of Eleocaris on this tank. Giving more details is always a nice thing to do. I'm not totally sure if I will stay or put some moss or maybe some Ricardia in some part of the rocks. I will decide later. If I will do, I will not glue. I will just put it in a little bits on the gaps of the rocks, and then we'll spread out. Or maybe I will use some glue. I have some Sikkim glue also there. We can use inside of the water. But let's see. I'm not certain about that. So maybe I will let all the rocks clean without nothing more, because I think they contrast very well. However, if I think that needs a little bit more of contrast, probably I will put some. So I will decide later.
We have Brooke from Taiwan.
Oh, Brooke. Hello. Opa. You know what is missing? Some music.
Brooke says it's the best entertainment at midnight.
Okay.
I don't know, I can think of different things, but and then Heap says Filipe is the loveliest scaper in the world right now. Making a layout in Aquaflora headquarters is scaper's heaven. You have everything you need. Well, I must say, Heap, when it comes to plants and hardscape, I think Filipe must be a little bit in heaven, yes.
Yes. This is like going to a candy shop. So we have everything we need, everything we want. However, people don't think that it's always so easy, because it's still a little bit of pressure on it. I explained on the beginning of the live stream. So I usually come to Netherlands to take care of the showroom. I work for Aquaflora. So usually I have just short period of time to scape and prepare all the maintenance of all the tanks. And we have 7, 8 tanks?
8.
8
Yes.
tanks, and at least 4 of them, they are really big. Not like Lisbon Nacional, but they are big. For, let's say, 4,000 liters, 1,700, so it's around that. So taking care of everything in 5 days sometimes is a little bit rough. But this is, having fun is always good. And for me, this is what motivates me. If it was easy, it was not for me, for sure. So I like that pressure. This, like scaping something like this live, is also a little bit of pressure, because at home we still have your time to do something. If it's not so well, you can repeat it. You are offline, so you can change whatever you want and then come with the best version ever. So when you do something like this live, or it ends really, really well, or really, really bad. So I'm quite used to that pressure. I usually scape a lot of tanks for exhibitions, for some show tanks, for some shops. So the pressure is good, and I love that. I love that pressure. So this is what motivates me. So
can you smile in the camera for the new people watching?
Hey, hello. This is what I like on this hobby, because for me, and even being a professional on this, still a hobby. For me, it's still a hobby. On the day that this will not be a hobby for me, maybe I will give up, because this is what moves everybody. It's a
Alex
hobby.
is asking if you have entered for IAPLC
No.
this year.
And was not possible, because I prepared my tank. Everything was more or less running really well, but luckily for me, I would say, I like to think on that way. I've been traveling so much in the last couple of months, and it was not possible to get the tank with the best shape and the best result to send it. So for me, just submit is not the way to get in. So or you send your best, or you just simply don't send it. And unfortunately, my tank is not ready. Probably will be for AEA. So let's see what happens. At the moment, is my wife is taking care of it, and also my son. So let's hope for the best. They are fertilizing, trimming, and everything. So
There are so many requests for a song that I think we should play our 18 song.
yes,
Our
we
Lisbon
have
18 song.
we have it.
Yes.
Okay, now it's much better. Just don't ask me to dance. So,
Ah,
so what happened?
cannot do it on the live stream.
Oh, because copyright issues. So it's better not. Otherwise, they will block the video. So we cannot play music.
No, no music.
No music. So we are getting somewhere, almost. What is that? Is my voice?
Yeah, that's your voice.
Really? I really don't like to listen it. Usually when I record the videos, I barely see them later, because my voice is completely strange. But I think everybody feels the same. I am right or not?
Yeah, I think so.
Most everybody feels the same. So I will get a water spray, put a little bit more of water. Then we are almost there. Almost. I just need to take care of some starogene wrappings on the back. Put the other cryptocorynes over here, just a little bit of liliopsis, and then it's done. So I don't want to fill the tank with plants. Of course, more plants better, because the bottom will cover faster, and then the result will be much better. And also for the algae, it's better if you use more plants in the beginning, because will reduce because of the nutrition and all the algae control. So if you can, put more plants on it. If you're not, pray don't be or problems with algae. So let's spray a little bit. Usually, this is one advice, and it's been working really well for me. If you are using cryptocorynes in your tank, use the same water to spray the tank, the same water that you're going to fill it up. Because cryptocorynes usually don't like water change, different on parameters. They will melt. So if you use the same water that you are spraying the tank, the same water that you're going to fill it up, that problem will be reduced. I'm not saying that will not happen, but the possibility is very, very low. sure that the piece of the intake is not covered with the soil. So let me clean a little bit more on the front. Okay.
What was the song that we were singing in Magdeburg? Was it this one? No.
No. Da, 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 da.
Oh yeah.
Da, 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 da. I think it was that one. So, give me 1 second, please. I will drink a little bit of water. I'm thirsty.
Cannot remember the song.
Okay, I'm back. This is really fast. So some starogene will be placed there. So let me show you here. This is where the gap. So I want the plant just to get this size without covering this one, but to get some size on it. So this is starogene repens. Oh, very, very small, but they will grow. And I hope to be controlled without any problems. So you don't see where I'm planting this. The soil is more or less with this level, this size, height. So, but I intend to plant a little bit on the back, just to keep some stem plants, easy ones. Does not demand CO2. Once again, this tank will not have CO2. This light is a medium light, it's not so intense, it's LED, but I think it's more than enough. In the tank with a medium light, the perfect, the secret of the tank, even with the CO2 or without CO2, is having the light balance with the volume of your tank and all the plants you have chosen. So if you choose the right plants on it, you can run it without any problems at all. So I'm put some, of course, not some starogene repens, a little bit more. Any question? No? This is a little bit weird for me because usually when I do workshops I have people around and we have some noise. But doing a workshop for internet is quite strange because I'm only here with Esther, nobody else. So I'm trying to take this or dealing with this like I was talking with Esther. I'm trying to explain her something, but maybe she knows much more than me.
Oh, so you want me to ask the questions? I thought it was for the viewers.
No. She is the expert. I am just a beginner. So
I have a question.
Yes.
What fish do you think would be nice in this? I know that I would really like to have our fish back that were in the old one.
So for this one, I'm better with the plants name than fish names. However, it's the same we have on the home tank.
Yeah.
The orange ones, the very small ones.
Yeah, they would.
I don't know the name, so it's a pity because I'm with the fish. Usually, I search for the fish according with the color that I will get on the tank. This is more or less greenish, so it means something a little bit reddish on here. And in a small proportion, because it's a landscape, will work much better. Some schooling fish. This is what I would like to see here. However, we have some tetrasarpe on the old tank. And to be honest, I think will work too. The fish are not so big. They are very active. They swim together. They school. So it means this is nice. I think they will work. They will be just fine in this tank. They don't touch on the plants. They don't destroy. They don't release the plants from the bottom. So I think they will work really nice on this tank. So this is why I keep them and didn't send them to ruinments, because we sent some of the fish that we have had in the 180 to ruinments. This is our fish supplier. We still have them here, the tetracerpine. So this is what we're going to keep. So if they don't work or it's too big, maybe we're going to add a few more. So now I'm going to put some Cryptocoryne posteriana. It looks really nice. Let me wash a little bit the gel, because some plants to take the gel are more difficult than the others. What you are hearing is the tap water from the sink. So here it is. This is a really nice one. You see from the color of the Cryptocoryne, this is like a pinkish. So also we'll put some here, because I want this kind of triangulation. One in a lower level and the other one in a higher level. So when you look to the tank, the direction of your vision will be always on the left to the right. This also will help to fill a little bit more this gap. And we are almost there. Almost. So I'm just put some Cryptocoryne rubella now. And I think later, with more time, I will put the other plants. Let's say fill a little bit more, because at this moment, for all of you be watching a guy just planting for 1 hour, I think it's too much. I think it's too much. So let's put last plants. Then I'm going to take the camera up the tank, above the tank, so you can see from above and all the details. Then I will just fill some gaps with the plants. I think that they will improve it. I still need to plant Leops, but seeing alive with a person just planting for 1 hour, I believe will not be so nice. Okay, so let's move the camera to the top, because we are already with almost 1 hour and a half of live stream. I think you already get the idea. So I will, after planting, I will do a video. So will be posted or in my Facebook or in Aquaflora Facebook, so you can see the final result. But more or less like this. I will fill a little more some space with some plants. I still need to plant Leopsis in on the middle between the Neocaridina. Just place a little bit more plants, some storage in a little bit more on the back. This is done, but this is not. So I don't have more caps over here. So I will take the phone now. Oh, okay. So, hello everybody. So let's move to the front. So this is the layout. So you can see the intake of the filter. This is the outtake of the filter. So looking from the front, they are almost, these guys, you barely see them. This is the challenge when I escape this tank. So you don't see the tubes, you don't see the intake or outtake. Of course, if you look from above, you will see that they are there. But I can put some Cryptocoryne just to disguise a little bit. But from the front, that this position, you don't see it or barely see it. You see? Okay. So Let's take some close-ups. This is Cryptocorinna pygmaea, and Austriana pygmaea. That one is, which one? Austriana. On the center is, no, this one is Rubella, that Austriana. The shape are a little bit different. So now you can see from above. Let me move the lighting system to the back. No, that doesn't work because it gets a lot of shadow. So let's keep in this way.
I think you can see.
So you get the point, right? You get a point. So I think it's done for today. Hello, Liana.
Can I say goodbye?
So Esther.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. See you soon again.
So just before finish, I would like to show you this tank. This is the tank I was talking about with the 90 centimeters. No CO2, only easy plants. You can see that is a lot of cryptocorinns. There is Hygrophila pinnatifida, Bobitis lodi. So a lot of different species of or varieties of anubias. You see that is Marsilea with the Eleocharis. This, you see, it's possible to build a tank without CO2. There is no algae at all. You can see from all the nubias. This is no spot on it, so it works really well. So the lighting system is balanced with the volume of the tank. So this is what I hope in this tank. So this lighting system is more or less the same. To not say that it's the same. Yes, I think it's the same. It's 90 centimeters.
Yes,
So it's exactly the same. So for the plants that we're going to use here, that is more or less the same we have there. So I believe it will work. So if not, so we go for the plan B. We put another one, and then we add the CO2. So this is it. I hope you have enjoyed it. Let's see if tomorrow I have the time. Also, I have the, I would say, the strengths, because this has been a long day. So tomorrow I have 180 to scape. I don't know if Esther wants to show them before the exhibition, because that tank will be used in the Bebo. So probably we keep it a little bit secret or not. So let's see. Okay, this fat tank will need to be retouched. Tomorrow, or maybe tomorrow or on Thursday, I will take care of it with another person. So it will be also a kind of surprise for you.
big surprise.
So I will post some pictures later. Okay? So take care, guys. Thank you for watching. And I'm not saying that. See you next time. I hope that we can meet each other. And I hope really you have enjoyed it. So take care. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.